How much money do you make off of it? You don't make any money off of it. me, me. I have 20K and 500,000 likes, and I make 5 bands each month.
We have to address the empty pockets in the room. Okay? We have to. You guys saw that clip. And all I can say is men, specifically black men, can't wait to get some money to act funny.
Baby, spend it, baby, on me. Spend it, baby, spend it, baby, spend it. Shopping spree, Chanel, please.
Like, they literally can't wait. So I want to address that video because I think I see it from a different point of view than most people see it from. I always use my finesse eyes and my 2020 finesse vision, and I see what's really going on here. And people might think like, oh, I don't know what people thought. I didn't really read the comments on what they thought, but I immediately thought something. That video was sent to me by one of my subscribers. Thank you guys for sending me content because, sis, I need it, okay? If you guys see something and y'all want me to do a video on it, email me at codenamechanel@gmail.com or just DM me on Instagram. Okay, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, then you know, like I know, we all know, it's all up. I don't never write anything down on my videos. Everything comes off the top of my head. So this is where we're going to go with this. First off, any woman that is willing to die on the hill that the man that they're with right now, their poor man that they're right now, would not leave them if they scratched the lottery ticket and got $1 million. If you're willing to die on that hill, as you can see in that video, you see how he act with $5,000. And we don't even know if that's true. We cannot confirm it, but we also cannot deny it. So let's just say he made $5,000. That's your man's. He is acting. He is acting because we got to times 5 by 12 and get 60. It's under 6 figures, but he is acting as if that is 7 zeros. 7 zeros, you guys. And this is typical behavior. This is typical behavior of when the poor get a little bit of change. I've seen men switch up on a tax return. I've seen men's switch up on a tax return. So the 5,000, he sees these beautiful girls taking pictures, and he's trying to make conversation with them. And you don't owe anybody conversation. Now, me on the other hand, and never know who you run into. So I am a little friendly, but sometimes I'm the person that just does not want to talk right now. Like, I get it. She was making content. She was working. She was doing her job. And here goes $60K a year. We cannot confirm nor deny. And he's asking her, oh, how much do you make or whatever? And she was like, my creator fund is not on. And he's like, I make $5K a month and I have less followers than you. The comparison from the men to women for the income. But when I tell y'all, our fuckers cannot wait to be able to afford Fendi to tell you that Kate Spade ain't shit. I swear to you. And it be so weird because that analogy applies all around with men. Because people think that it's this, like Instagram models, they're wifing the church girls, they're wifing the Velmas and not the Daphnes. You know what I'm saying? They always want to give you this analogy. Oh, I like a homely woman. I care about the opinion of what people who don't have money like in women, because they're not my target audience. I would just hope that I'm not theirs. They were, you know what's so crazy is men in the comments. I've been posting on Worldstar I think a few times, and people have done videos about me, but people in the comments like to say like, oh, I wouldn't. She's not pretty or da da da. And if I was a lesser woman, I would be offended by the things they say. I'm really not. But I just find it funny because it's like, she's not even pretty. Like, you guys are simps for spending your money on her. She's giving ladies advice. There's stuff like that, right? And then I think of like the reality of the situation kind of sinks in for me. The reality of the situation is, if they had money, they would know exactly what they would be looking for in a woman, right? Like, they would know exactly, like, okay, just say that it's not me. Like, that I'm just ugly to them, and they have a different preference on what they want when they have money, right? Which I don't believe, because in my head, because I know this is true, they have a shrine of Codenamechanel in their closet. Do you guys watch Hey Arnold? Like with Helga, and she had Arnold's shrine. That's what they have for moi. When men say they don't like dark skinned women, like that chef that went out his way to crop the dark skinned woman out the picture. Um, Another thing, he has a closet shrine. His wife or whatever race, I don't know what she is. Open his closet, his shoe closet, the closet he told you not to go in. It's a shrine of dark skinned women. I can guarantee you this. And same thing with BBWs. The same thing when poor men, or it's just any man, but poor men in general, they like to say, "Oh, well, millionaires, they don't like BBWs, or millionaires, they don't like it." With the fact that you don't even have 0.0.3% of what a millionaire has, but somehow you know who is in their bed, who they are, who somehow you know who they are walking down the aisle with. I don't know. But also shrines. They have men who consistently bash BBWs, shrines of BBWs in their closet. Like, you ladies need to be careful, because if someone is anti something so hard in public, I'm telling you, they might be pro it behind doors. Poor men, right? Like I said, once they get money, they know when to act funny. Like, they're immediately, all of a sudden, the type that they bashed online for the OnlyFans. I'm gonna get to the OnlyFans in a second. Type of women that they said was showing their body and that they're whores and that they're just used. Man, these are the exact women, exact women that they go for. And back to the OnlyFans, Amber Rose was on some podcast, and she was on the podcast and rapper guy, and they were going back and forth, right? So while they're going back and forth, he's sitting here telling her how, like, women need to know their worth, and how, they're selling their bodies on OnlyFans.
Business, stay out of women's business.
That's hurting. No.
Hurting who?
Herself.
It ain't you. Mind your business.
It's hurting herself, though.
All this other stuff. And I find it funny that the black community, and yes, I said black, but even though I feel like Amber Rose, I don't know what she is or whatever, I don't feel like that she's black, but the culture, right? That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I feel like the community, they will bash women for selling virtual online, right? Virtually, right? But then all of a sudden, y'all are literally rapping about, like, guns and selling drugs on the street. So somebody can slang crack to somebody's great uncle, but I'll be damned if you let somebody slang some pussy on the internet. It's crazy to me. It is literally crazy to me, because I'm like, y'all gonna be everything but fair. They're gonna be everything but fair, and they're gonna be everything but it's like, how do y'all sit here and tell, and I know this is off subject, or the OnlyFans women, oh, y'all can't do this because da da da, or y'all shouldn't be doing this because it's morally not right. All of a sudden y'all the Momo, the moral police. But y'all the same people rapping rap lyrics about selling drugs and rapping rap lyrics about, but all of a sudden when it comes to a girl popping that pussy digitally, not even in real life, not even in the strip club. I think that's what they're really mad about. They took the P out of the strip club and put it on the internet, and now they can't even come next to it. But that, you know what? That's a whole different story for another day. So back to the men, poor man living vicariously through rich men. Just because someone is in a lower tax bracket, and it does not make them low value, because somebody doesn't make $100K a year, that does not make them low value to me. If you're gonna work and you're gonna flip burgers, and then when you flip burgers, the check is going direct deposited to your woman, and you're making sure that she has the things of her, so maybe y'all can't afford designer, but there's some contemporary brands, or maybe y'all can't afford contemporary brands, but she at Ross balling out all the time. You letting her decorate the house, you making sure that she has everything that she needs. To me, that is high value. To me, that is high value. So it's not even that. So when I say poor, please remember, that I'm not actually talking about poor, poor as in pockets, literally. Well, I am kind of, but also the mentality. The mentality is kind of poor. But anyway, so there's another video that had went viral, and this woman who she wasn't conventionally attractive to people, and she had posted her standards for men, and I mentioned it in my other video actually, but my live stream that I did December 31st. But people were outraged. People were literally outraged that this woman was just saying her standards for like the first dates and everything. And I mean, honestly, truly, I you guys, sometimes I feel like I feel down. If I feel down sometimes, I think of how the I think of how delusional poor men who try to tell women what men with money likes. Okay. And I know you guys are probably saying, like, okay, Chanel, but you're always talking about what, sugar daddies like or what men with money like or whatever. Go to my Patreon. I mean, clearly something's working. If the girls are winning, clearly my advice is working. Okay. Clearly, if someone is telling me that they got a Bentley because they listen to my advice, somebody's telling me that they got $50,000 because of my advice. If someone telling me they got brand new cars because of my advice, I must be onto something, but I don't know. Maybe I'm off of something. But nevertheless, join my Patreon. And because I feel as if, I guess I do know what like generous men like, because I have one and he's telling me what he likes. I mean, I'm only gonna do the math, because unless these poor men have been in relationships with men with money, with guys with money, then how would they know? How would they know? Unless they're sleeping with them. Which again, that's okay. I'm not discriminating against same-sex relationships. I actually support them. So if that's how you guys know what rich guys like, what generous guys like, what high value, I really kind of hate using that word, high value, honestly. If that's how y'all know, then maybe y'all know better than me, because I'm not sleeping with them. So I wouldn't know. But really the comment warriors. Just really the comment warriors. I think that they have this picture of what type of woman they want, right? If they have some money, right? If they scratch the scratcher off today, and I don't know why I'm always saying scratchers, because I don't think you win that much on scratchers, but lottery ticket, and the lottery ticket said you're a winner, you won $5 million. I think that they would know exactly what type they would grab, right? I think that it would be someone based solely off of looks, right? That's who they would date, right? But if you look at actual wealthy men, right? If you look at actually, and you look at their wives, right? They're never like what you guys think they would be. They're all shapes and sizes. They could be thick, they could be skinny, they could be dark, they could be, they're never like this one particular look. I think that men who don't have money, I think that the guys with money, right? They think that these men are literally living like, have you guys seen the movie Wolf on Wall Street? Right? I think that they think that that's how they're living. Nobody can tell me different. Like, they don't believe that I feel like it's an illusion, right? I feel like it's an illustration that these broke men have in their brains of what they think somebody with money would want. And I feel like it's a lot of debauchery, and they can't for 1 second take themselves out of the fantasy of what they would be living, right? Or how they would be doing. Like, kind of like the villain on Back to the Future. I think it was part 2 when the villain had married, that it's going to look like if they have money. That's how they think. But they see these wealthy men and their lifestyle as a fantasy, but they don't see the reality. These men have families. These men have, some of these men, I don't know, some of them have morals. These men have respect for their wives. These men appreciate their wives and what they contribute to the household. And no, 9 times out of 10, it's not nothing financial. But again, poor men have poor mentalities. So that is what they think. They literally think like, every day this guy is waking up and sleeping with 20 supermodels and then rolling over and doing a line doing some type of drug on the side, right? And then all of a sudden he gets into his Ferrari, his sports car. He's speeding down Mississippi River, or what's a fancy street? Like Rodeo Drive. He's speeding down Rodeo Drive, and he's just popping his collar, and you got the music playing, or you got Little Baby playing in the background. Then he hops out the car, and then he picks up 10 more girls, and then they walk. That is what they think. And I'm telling you, the dude with the 5K literally thinks that is somehow his making 5K is giving him access to this. And let me finish that part. But that is what they want money for, to have access to more women. Nobody can ever tell me difference. I do not want to hear anybody else say, "Oh, we getting money and we stacking it and F these hoes." No, that is exactly what y'all want, because as soon as he got 5K, that is how he acted. But the little do poor mentality men know that is not even the case. Because like I said, these men want families. These men want futures. These men are actually building generational wealth. I mean, some of y'all won't know nothing about that, because y'all don't believe in marriage, because you think for some reason that she wants your SSI check. And the reason why poor men see rich men, their taste and their what they like and what they don't like, as fantasy, because that's what it is. They are so far removed from reality. Like, honestly, truly, that is what they see, because it's a fantasy. And it's almost crazy, because it's like, if you're dreaming and that's what you want, be open and honest, because women, we are so quick to be like, yeah, oh my God, I want this, I want that. Yeah, I want a Chanel bag, I want a Ferrari, I want this, I want that. Da, da, da. Like, we are so quick to say what we want and, manifest what we want and work towards it. Actually work towards, and then, like, I think poor men are mad that when women are actually working towards bettering their life. I know they're mad when their women are actually working towards bettering their life, but it's because they don't plan on doing it. They don't plan on figuring out how to get some money and become a rich man. They just rather fantasize what a rich man likes and don't like, because that's easier than actually trying to get up and get some fucking money. But as a woman, say if a woman is in like a position where she's like, you know what, I think that I could do this and do that, and I think that, while working and building my better self and doing what I have to do, I feel like I can also attract a man with money. Actually putting stuff into play, actually making plans, right? Actually making plans, not playing. These men be playing. But there's this mentality, I said at the beginning of the video, of holding a man down, right? And we hear that type of stuff all the time. Hold him down, all these other things. But I think that the reality that really needs to sink into women, I'm thinking too deeply into the video. Comment below if you feel like I dug too deep, because I do overanalyze some things, and then sometimes I don't analyze things at all, so I don't know what that is. But I think that when women hold men down, right, and say he cheated on you and the kids with somebody else, or he maybe hit you before, or he's said mean things to you or whatever, and you think that when he makes it, right, when say he makes $1 million or whatever, and that all of a sudden he's going to repay you for everything that you've been through, right? You think like, okay, well, when he comes up, I'm gonna come up. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, I don't think you're gonna be with him. You and anybody that wants to comment examples of people who were there at the start, at the beginning, you can say that about people's character. And the people that you're probably gonna list, their men had good character from the jump. It wasn't abusive. It wasn't a toxic relationship. It wasn't extreme ups and downs, extreme highs, extreme lows. It wasn't like that. So you can save it, leave it to Bffr, that they can't repay you back. And when I tell you, when it's time to pay the piper, and when it comes to the time where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you beat me and you have multiple kids or whatever, but now you have $1 million. All right, you split it. Give me my half. They're not even giving you a quarter. You hear me? They're not even giving you a fourth. These men will let you do the free labor, the free groundwork. They let you build it brick by brick, stone by stone. And they were on cruise the whole fucking time. And then as soon as they get their money, they're putting their pedals to the metal and they're out of there. So stop thinking like that. Kickback, and I was at a little get together or whatever, which I don't like going to because it always is podcast conversations with no mics, and they start having a podcast conversation. And I actually talked about this before when they were talking. It was the same little get together I had talked about when I was with my friend and they were talking about generational wealth. Yet the dude never married his BM, right? So anyway, but it kind of reminded me because the dude was talking about how he just started making 100K and he started looking at life different and looking at the type of women that he date differently and it was just, now that I think about it, and I didn't really think about it when he was saying it, but I mean, they literally cannot wait until that 99 turns into 100K to just act a fool. They literally cannot wait till that 99 turns into $100 to just act like, first off, this is not no epiphany that came to you when you added another zero to your bank account or when you finally got the direct deposit on the first. You've been thought like this. You were modeling your faves. You were looking at your favorite rappers. You're looking at your and you said, that's exactly what I'm gonna do when I get some money. So all this, it just came to your head when you got some money. Please, y'all, because maybe they weren't waiting to get some money to act funny. They were already funny. And then when they got the money, it just made it easier to be funny. I'm not sure. But yeah, the 5K, shout out to the girl because I know she was just like, loser. Every day I'm thankful that I have brothers that are not on the internet looking stupid. You guys, follow me on Instagram, Codenamechanel, Snapchat, Chanel Kid Herb. If you need extra finesse tips, you gotta join my Patreon. It starts off at $5. I also have a group chat on there that I am finally opening up to the public after a while of it being closed for a good summer time. So, you guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.